I wanted to actually talk to you today about...
Well, it's a condition you've got, a particular condition, and it's quite unique in the population. 2 to 4% of people in the world have your condition.
Yes, so 3% of people in the world have hazel eyes. I have hazel eyes, that's everyone. And I see
No,
tons
I
of people
understand
with
that. This is differentiated because it's a really significant neurological condition that you have.
And it can
Or
be...
you could say neurological advantage, if you depending on how you look at it. Tell people what you've got. Tell people your condition.
Synesthesia?
Yeah, so you have synesthesia.
Synesthesia.
So synesthesia is a neurological condition in which information which is meant to stimulate one of your senses. So in other words, obviously you hear music, if you're a regular person, the 98% of the boring people on earth, the only sensory effect that it has is on the ears. That's it. Okay, so it just goes. It stimulates the ears, and then your brain
I don't understand.
interprets the sound.
When you hear a sound,
yeah.
you don't see any form it takes in your head at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing.
So
nothing,
it doesn't.
Nothing.
Even if you really think about it, it doesn't take any sort of shape in your head.
But I don't even know what think means. I can't even conceptualize thinking about it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I can't.
Because sometimes, like when I hear a song over and over many times, like, you know, because the first time I hear, I mean, obviously it takes a form in my head, but it's not like it's not like it's really clear. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's
keep going. Yeah.
I don't know how to say, like, I don't actually particularly like see it in my mind, but when I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, it definitely looks like that, and that, you know, it's like really kind of like back, you know, and everything. Like, it's not like it's right, you know, in my mind, like I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking, because see, it's really difficult. I probably really have a crude concept of whatever you're talking about, because I'm just trying to imagine it. So I'm sort of thinking, okay, you've got you're sort of looking at the real world, and then overlaid over that, you've kind of got all these weird, fuzzy, psychedelic, patterns and objects and stuff. Okay.
It's not like it blocks out anything. It's
but a layer.
No. When I just, you know, when I think about how a sound looks, I'm like, oh yeah, well, it's definitely that. But I mean,
and all sounds,
everything,
trigger everything. All right. Okay. So how would you describe synesthesia?
The ability to picture anything in your head that you can't actually see, an emotion, a sound.
So you can visualize emotion.
Yes.
And music or sound.
I could draw, because wait, you know how in your life there are some moments that you see and afterwards they feel like dreams because you feel so unusual? Like if you listen to a certain song, for example, like you can't believe it was real because it was so different from anything else you've ever heard, and it feels like a dream, and it's created such a memorable emotion, even though you can't actually feel how it felt a while after.
No, you're saying
I can
while
really
you're
clearly
experiencing it, it feels so completely removed from reality, so completely different, and it's not like dreaming.
No.
Right. So how would you? So how would you describe it if it's not like dreaming,
I'm just
not
saying
like reality?
that no. Oh my
because
gosh.
they're the only two states. So how would you describe it?
No, I'm just.
Yes.
I'm just saying that the more different and the more significant a certain emotion is, the more I can picture it. Like it's just the clearer it is.
Ah, okay. Well, when you say clearer, what do you mean exactly? Like it's sharper,
more definite to picture. It's not kind of a little bit. It's not like it's more difficult to picture it. I don't know how to say it.
No, okay. No.
I can picture your voice really. I could draw it.
So while I'm talking now, you actually see.
Well, in my head.
Yeah, obviously. So in your head, you're seeing colourful shapes?
Not colourful. Like the higher your voice goes. Yes, that's like a.
So how does that look?
That's almost kind of like a column, but
a column.
Yeah, but it's like shaped kind of like.
No, but where do you see it?
A kite shape, and it's slightly, and it's like. That's really. It's like maroon, but it's also kind of like it's grainy, kind of.
grainy maroon.
Yeah,
Is that how you
it's a
describe my
colour.
voice? It's grainy maroon.
My voice is like that too. It's just a little bit lighter.
Okay, so that's the other
deeper a
question.
voice is, the darker it is.
Okay, so that's the other question.
Usually.
Whenever you're talking, while you're talking, are you constantly seeing
Yeah,
shapes
but I'm
and
used
colours?
to it, so I don't really notice it. But when I think about it, I definitely know that
But
I'm
that's in
seeing
your field of vision the whole time when you look at the world.
No, I can. It's no.
Because
it's
all
not
I
like
see
it's,
is the
no. I know
reality.
it's not like it's getting bombarded into my head. It's just like I'm used to it. So, but so I don't actually notice it. Like when someone steps, it's just kind of in the back of my head. Like kind of, I don't
What do
really.
you mean in the back of your head? I mean, you're actually seeing it in front of you. It's like
What do you
it's
mean
like a
in front of
layer,
me?
isn't it? Like a layer over reality.
No.
Well, how does it explain it to
I
me?
don't know. It's just no, because I've had it all the time. So it seems so weird that someone doesn't actually see how a sound looks in their
Yeah,
head.
but you're in the 2%. You're in the 2%. In other words, 98% of the world's population have no idea what you experience. No concept of it. Like I can't even
It
conceptualize.
just seems like something. No, it's not like I'm getting bombarded with it. It just seems like it's connected to sound. Like it seems like what I'm hearing is also like what I see.
No, what
It's
I'm trying
part
to
of
say
that.
is how is it merged with visual reality in front of you? Like how is it sort of blended with it? That's what I'm sort of asking. I mean,
It's natural to me. I don't know how to
no,
explain.
I know, no, I realise it's natural, and that's the whole difficulty because you're
No, it's
so
like
used
if
to
I
it.
hear tons of sounds all around me, like I will kind of.
What
It's,
about music? What about music? Because
Yes.
that's
It just
the
seems
entire
natural.
frequency range.
It seems so natural to me to see music or a song. Also, like kind of the lighter and more gentle a song is, it's like light blue and it's kind of almost really light strings and like glass. It's like really gentle, but like fuzzy
Oh wow. Okay, so
and
it's like-
blue. Sometimes it's yellow.
Okay, so it's like primary colours, or like or
Usually it's like pastel and natural colors, like
pastel-y colour.
yeah, or
So not-
or
so not
dark.
bright.
No, okay, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they're all natural colors. Like it's really rare that I see it in bright red or bright green. Like usually it's
So not primary colours, but more.
no, it's usually it's like light blue or light yellow, like maroon kind of. You know what I mean, right? When I
Yep,
hear
yep.
sounds everywhere, like
Yep.
it's like part of the sound. It doesn't, and it's not like I'm getting bombarded by it in my head. It's like kind of only if I actually think about the fact that I'm seeing the sounds, like I actually really notice it. It's just kind of, it's just it's not like really that kind of clear to me. Like, if someone speaks, like it's just kind of somewhere in the back of my head. But when I really notice it, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see their voice like in my head. But
You're just so used to it. It's like it's always a background, but
Yeah.
it's always there, isn't it? It's constant. I mean, every time there's
it's
a
not
sound.
bothering me at all. I love it. But
No, I could
yeah.
imagine because as I said, to me, you are a select. You're a very distinct and select group of the population that have this. I would call it a neurological advantage, you could say, or a sort of a positive condition. Like I wouldn't. I mean, you would never say it's negative. It's not a. It's not. It doesn't impede. It doesn't.
But that one time I felt sick for absolute like hours, kind of after. No, because like I mean I'm not actually angry at synesthesia. It's just one time that it kind of did something bad because you know how like all kind of if I think of a certain movie, I think of a certain kind of series of like pictures. I felt so rotten for ages, so I've already told this to you and Mummy, but like no, a soundtrack of a movie, like the way I see it is put over like also the way I see the movie. And if a movie generally has a certain palette of colors, I'll when I think of the movie, I'll just see those colors. So if a movie is like black and white, for example, or really not much color, also the most memorable bits of the movie, like I'll just see when I think of that movie. But that's what you do, right? I mean, if someone says something about a movie, you just think of the most memorable bits.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
of
exactly.
course,
Yeah, exactly.
of course.
So that's what. Yeah,
But I see them exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I picture them. exactly the way they are in the film. I mean, you're in other words, you seem to me like you're visually reinterpreting the image. Your brain is reinterpreting it.
No, but when someone says a certain movie, you think of like the most memorable bits, but you don't. But do you think of them like together as well, with all different kind of like with all different bits laid on top of each other? You think of that too, right? All the most memorable bits, like kind of literally laid on top of each other, kind of, but they're slightly clear so you can see them all.
So, moments in the film all layered on top of each other.
Yeah, but like they're.
Well, I only see one thing at a time. I don't see layers of sort. I mean, okay, you might jump around, but I wouldn't say they're layers.
Okay.
I can't imagine.
Well, I see.
You see one distinct image,
and how the music looks like.
Like you see distinct sequential
actually, one
images,
bit that I can
not
see
layers.
so clearly in Sorry, I'm just
no,
because
you
when we
can
were
digress
watching
as
The
much
Wilder
as you like.
People yesterday with Mummy, the bit where the shed is burning, like the music, like when the kid's looking back, it's so clear. Like it's kind of the way it actually guitar strings, like when someone is playing a guitar, it actually looks like a piece of the guitar string, slightly, but it's like really kind of, it's a bit fuzzy, like it's.
Sort of like
one
a fuzzy
bit that I was
string.
watching a few days ago, like a guitar being played, it was a bit, there was like a blue kind of, like a shape, like really faint blue, and then it went up, and because like it's a kind of a common kind of like guitar beat, and it, oh my god, I don't know how to say this. It just like, and also it goes, it's like writing. When I see it, it keeps like going this way, but yeah, it's like light orange, like light orangey red, like up here, and then blue down here, and then the pattern gets repeated, and it's a little bit faint. It's like, and it's really straight as well.
So it moves across. No.
Yes.
It moves across.
Well, yeah, kind of,
So
but it's not like I can really see it moving across. It's like
No.
you know, it's like it just keeps it's.
Oh, I thought it was just sort of static in front of you, and it was like that, but it's sort of like that.
Well, it slightly is static, and also it moves a bit. I don't know exactly how to explain
okay,
it.
so it can be static
I could
and
draw
moving.
it.
Okay, it's all right.
So the bit in Wilder People,
yeah.
that it's like kind of there was. It doesn't sound so weird. Like like you know atoms, how the real pictures of atoms where it's like a faint kind of ball thing. Yeah, well, one of it looked like that, except a little bit
They
sharper.
look like atoms. So sort of.
the only
The
way I can explain
representation.
it.
I understand that.
But it was in colour, but you know, it was like orange, and then there was one bit that was like kind of a circle thing.
No,
like,
but the accurate
almost looks
representations, which is like a fuzzy
yeah,
sort of
but it almost looks like kind of
sphere of energy.
Yeah, it almost looks like different nuts and seeds, actually. I mean,
Oh, okay,
no,
okay,
but
yeah.
you know, it's
Right,
like really
right.
different shapes, and some of them are coarse, rough, and irritating. No, but seriously, like they look coarse.
Okay. So all these sort of tiny objects of different sizes.
Yes.
Like what shape?
Well, I mean,
Indistinct
they
shapes.
can be, but they can be like exactly as if they duplicated and just put like right over each other, kind of.
Ah, okay, like a whole sort of
And really
matrix
fuzzy.
of fuzzy circles, fuzzy spheres of all different sizes. So it's almost like grain, like a sort of a grain, it's sort of a grain effect.
No, it can be. It can be anything. Oh my god, Dad! A piano, like it literally looks like a key, but incredibly fuzzy on the edges. Well, no, I mean the edges are the only. Oh my god, the edges are usually like blue, and like really fuzzy, but the inside is like usually transparent. When I think about how a sound looks, I'm like, oh yeah, well it's definitely that. But I mean,
and all sounds
everything,
trigger
yeah,
everything. All right, okay, and
but Oscar,
and
for
is
example,
anything
Oscar
else?
stepping on the floor, it can actually like it can actually be a faint.
Or just so people know, Oscar's our dog.
What? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oscar the dog. Yeah. So when Oscar the dog walks on our floor, what happens?
Yeah.
What do you see?
When he walks on the floor, I mean, I see like if the sound is really sharp. I mean, it can actually sometimes it can even look like literally I can actually just slightly like faintly picture his feet and claws stepping on the floor along with some other pattern on it, like a really sharp kind of pattern.
And it's the same. Okay, that's the other question. When you hear the same sound, I mean, obviously in reality you've got such a variation of sound. Is it the same? Is it the same color and pattern?
Yeah, usually.
Okay, so
I mean,
there
if it's
must
the
be
exact same sound, then yes, it's like almost identical.
So then, okay, then there must be some direct neurological connection between the sound and your visual perception if it's triggering the. So in other words, you could almost say it's been codified. So in other words, a particular sound, a particular frequency or timbre or whatever, will trigger the same recurring color and shape. It's not as if it's
Yes.
random. It's not random.
Oh no, it's not random.
No, okay. So
Or like for example, when Oscar's stepping on the floor, it's I see it as orange, the same color as our floor. You know, more orangey. That.
okay.
Well, you know what I mean. The colour
Okay,
I'm
so does the
talking about.
color, I mean, do the color of the related objects have any bearing on the colors that you see? Or do they sometimes and then other times not? Like, yeah, okay, for example, you were just saying now that, Oscar stepping on sort of our orangey floor, you see orangey colors. But are the colours related in some way, or they're not? No, nothing at all.
Well, like if I'm looking at that, for example, and then I
Yeah, I
hear
know
Oscar
it's
stepping
probably a
on.
really kind of
I mean, yeah, it could.
crude question, but
No. I actually kind of understand. What? So wait, does it mean if I'm looking, for example, at the sky and Oscar steps on the floor, like would that change the color of the way of how he steps?
okay.
Not if I know exactly where he's stepping, but if he's stepping with a sharp object, I would normally consider it as black because usually, like, I don't know, something like smooth and like sharp is.
Here's another
usually-
question.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I'm sort of.
But it could
I'm
also
sort
be
of-
blue if I'm really looking
I'm
at
sort
the
of.
sky
I'm sort of
concentrating.
forcing you to be self-aware if you know about something that is completely natural to you.
Mm-hmm.
But is there any relationship with the colours and the shapes according to, for example, frequency? So, for example, you hear a really low sound,
Oh,
no matter
yeah.
what it is,
Oh, yeah,
or a
yes.
really high sound. And does the
Oh,
colour
everything
spectrum relate
changes
to
it.
that?
Everything changes it. Oh yeah. Well, usually if a sound is incredibly deep, I mean, it can be really different.
And then the
if-
volume. So the volume,
if it's,
velocity,
if it's your
and
voice, if your
pitch.
voice is incredibly low, it looks like kind of a funny column. I don't know.
Yeah,
how to,
what about the
it's-
volume? How does the volume affect it?
Oh, the lower it is, the darker it gets. It's like a really dark maroon. But if you make like a really high pitched noise, it's usually like really light yellow.
Oh, okay. So,
And it's
all right.
actually,
so there's
like,
a
more
direct
fuzzy and
relationship
gentle.
between the tone of the colour.
Want it?
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Okay.
shh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. The thing is, I don't know. In my head, like I'm not sure if I can.
I've got another question. Are there particular sounds or arrangements of sounds or whatever which may not be, from a sound perspective, like musically or whatever, appealing, but they produce a particularly pleasing visual effect?
Oh, that's actually like you're asking actually really great questions. I'm just trying to think.
So, for
because-
example, so in other words, if you were to play it to me, I would say, oh well, that's kind of discordant or not rhythmical or not pleasing to
No,
the ear.
usually-
But to you, it would be producing a particular effect that's really pleasing to you.
No, usually the effect is like if a melody is kind of like really not nice. Like it doesn't. It's like it's really discordant. I don't know how.
Right, yeah,
exactly-
discordant. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And
yeah,
out of
yeah.
tune and everything,
Yeah.
it would normally make an actual distorted. It would actually normally make distorted visuals.
Oh, right. Okay,
Like kind of
okay.
a really pale, like funny green, and it literally looks twisted.
So the more, I mean, obviously, it's completely a matter of taste to a degree, but the more pleasing, the sort of, I mean, it's hard to say because whatever's pleasing to you, may not be
Yeah.
entirely pleasing to me. But I mean,
To be honest, I think you wouldn't like my favorite song.
does your synesthesia have any bearing on the selection of your song?
Oh, and that's actually a really cool question too. No, actually, I'll draw how I see.
Yeah, draw. I want you to draw it.
Can you see the emotions?
Oh yeah, I can see everything. If I'm experiencing like a certain emotion, like a really happy, while looking at a certain thing, I'll I'll see exactly what I was seeing mixed in with how I see the certain emotion. Like it'll be actually no.
Well, what about in a movie? So, for example, if two people are in love in a film, do you sort of, or they're yelling, they're angry at each other? Do you sort of see the associated colours with that? Or?
Because I can't like feel what they're feeling, like really angry or something. So no, but I can definitely like see angry voices. Like it'll be usually like really like grainy and.
But you're responding to the angry sound. But
Yeah.
we're talking about pure emotion.
No, I wouldn't because I can't feel what they're feeling.
So I mean, if two people are silently in love, or you know, I mean, no, I'm just saying. I mean, how do you silently fight? You just pull faces or something. I mean, how you know?
Oh, actually,
an angry,
what I do.
somebody does
Okay,
an
never
angry
mind.
face,
Never mind.
which is silent.
Wait, what I do a lot. So like the thing is, if someone is in trouble in a movie or in a like a scary situation, I mean, I know everyone does this, but like. I always, no matter what, like even if I don't like a character or something, I just exactly imagine what I would do in their situation. I get so much anxiety of it because I want to like
But how does that relate to your
no,
synesthesia? Yeah, sorry.
I imagine myself exactly like what they're feeling, and sometimes I shake because I'm so scared, like because I just exactly imagine myself in their situation for some reason. Like it's just so weird.
Yeah, but that's
and
your
then I
sensitivity.
say, yes, shush. And then I see exactly what they feel like, and then I see exactly what they're feeling so clearly in my head. So I need to imagine exactly perfectly what they're feeling. So for example, if someone is sitting like so angrily like just waiting to scream or something, like really annoyed, like for example I would probably
can
see
I ask
it.
another question?
Yes.
Let's just say, for example, internally a person was really angry, but they were masking it with their exterior. Would colours that you see indicate to you that person's emotion without physically seeing any evidence of it visually on them? So, for example, so this is a hypothetical situation, right? You've got two people. You've got you're looking at a person, right? The same two people, right? One, they both of them have a blank expression.
Yes.
But in one of them, they're boiling with anger, and the other one they're passive. Would you, even though on the outside they're identical, are you going to see two different colours that can be verified by then finding out what that person's emotional
there'll
state
be
is?
like I mean, for example, if the setting is like light blue or white, it'll be a light blue kind of fuzzy barrier, and then there'll be some like something inside, like usually like a spiky kind of like.
No, what I'm basically getting at,
like light blue, and it'll be kind of like really rough because they're really angry.
But what I'm getting at is that.
And then with the other person, it'll be kind of like a really light blue kind of color or something.
Yeah.
But it matters. Like the first. I don't know. Sorry, one second. The color that I see, the setting, like the color of the setting the two people are in, definitely like makes a massive difference. Like for example, where I hear a song makes a massive difference. I mean, well, it makes
where
a difference.
you hear it.
Yeah, makes a difference.
The same song.
Yes.
The environment.
Yes.
Ah, you see, because I thought it was completely isolated from the environment.
No. Because everything I see plays a role. It's like I can see, I can see emotions, I can see sound, and it's like sometimes. I mean.
So what's the consistency?
Sometimes it can get slightly mixed.
Yeah, okay, but what's
shapes are
what's
usually...
the continuity though? Is there any continuity?
What do you mean?
So in other words, if you play the exact same song in two completely different environments, is there any continuity between the experience? The synesthesiastic experience.
Oh yeah, the shapes are the same. But
the shapes are the same.
The shapes are almost always like really like they're almost identical, but the color can be different.
Like so the environment affects the color.
Yeah, and also the way I'm hearing the song. Like if it's, for example, on really low volume, like I'll see the colors fainter and more gentle. Or if it's like, for example, just say if I'm hearing it like through like loudly through some radio, it'll be like really grainy,
Okay. Yeah, okay. But that's a direct reaction to the
To me,
the
like,
audio quality of the actual
yeah,
signal.
to me, bad audio. Also really.
So is it the worse the audio, the grainier it is?
Yes.
Okay, so that's almost like a film analogy, like
Yeah, to
the
me,
older sort of
to
film
me,
is
a
in the
really
grainy.
badly working radio and a really grainy photo,
A really tinny
are the same
sound.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you hear the exact same song, for example, let's say for example at a concert or on a really good sound system, you will see it really precise and clear, or
Yeah, but
or-
also the noises I'm hearing like somewhere else make a difference as well.
but if we're talking about the actual music itself, but if it's a really really tinny signal, then obviously that's going to affect. There'll be some consistency because it's the same song or the same sound.
Oh yeah.
But it will also be the colours are affected. Is that right? The colours affected by the
But also,
by the
for example, the
actual
lyrics.
quality.
Yeah, but the
right.
lyrics. Well, no. The texture as well is definitely affected. Texture of it.
Yeah. So it becomes grainier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right. Okay. That's interesting.
When you first time remember yourself, seeing emotions,
Yeah. First time
normal.
that you remember that you actually consciously. No, but if it's natural to you,
I thought everyone saw that. Like I could never
Yeah, that's the
understand
thing,
that
you
people
see.
didn't see sounds. Like me talking, like does that take any like just that noise? Does that take any shape in your head, even if you think about it?
no, because I'm in the 98% that can't do what you do.
When I was 4 or something, I remember memories like of course I can remember exactly how it felt. I see kind of like the way I felt in life when I was like 4 to be much more colourful and much more like
When you were a little kid,
No,
life was really colourful.
yeah, like everything was like brighter red and green, and memories were like more like soft and colourful. Now it's much more clear and darker. It's like you get more self-conscious.
Right. Okay. I was just going to ask that. So the synesthesia has evolved over the years.
Yeah, and it's got
over the
like
last 10
more
odd years.
more clearer, literally like a life
clearer.
form, literally like a life form evolving. Like it was usually like a little bit simple and fuzzy, but now it's like really clear and kind of more complicated.
Which stands to reason as your brain's developing, I guess, if you think about it. I mean, all your other senses are developing, so your synesthesia is equally developing. Okay, I just want to sort of go back a little bit. So synesthesia is a neurological condition in which information meant to stimulate when you say meant to, that's actually a subjective, you see. That's really subjective. That's the 98% talking, you see. You see, meant to. Well, what do you mean meant to? You might be the future. See, synesthesiastic people might be the future. In other words, we're the Neanderthals. We're going to get left behind.
Well, then,
and all of you guys, the 2%, you're going to kind of, who knows where this will go in the future. In the future, as you take synesthesia and merge it with computers, well, now we're developing quantum computers and all this sort of stuff. Who knows what the future is for you guys? For us, it's a bit tricky because we don't have that condition. Anyway, synesthesia is a neurological condition in which information meant to stimulate, and 98% are talking, one of your senses. So in other words, sound, ears, vision, eyes. Okay, we're straightforward.
Oh, I'll just wait. Do
Synesthesia-
a really low pitched noise.
Oh.
Oh, guess what? No, wait 1 second. Sorry. Guess what?
You
So-
admiring the timbre of my voice? Yes. Oh. Yes. No. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
No, if your voice it's like really yeah, you know how like a bit of your voice kind of changed like the pitch like ever so slightly because it's like a quiver. Yes, that definitely. Yeah, that's.
So what happened then?
So
Apart from admiring my singing abilities, what did you see?
that was terrible. So I love you. You're amazing. That was wonderful. So
That's okay. It doesn't matter, really.
So when the voice kind
You're
of like.
worse than Simon Cowell. Continue.
Yeah, I love you. You're amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
So when
Sorry,
the
sorry,
voice kind of
sorry.
like not cracked, but you
I
know
have
what
a
I mean, like
delicate ego,
it kind
careful.
of went
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
It's like a light yellow bit like went over the other bit, and it was kind of like a wave,
Wow.
and then it was
And
lighter
my
at the top.
voice did that. It's my voice did that.
I've
What?
heard much better, Dad. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Not much better. A little bit better. Okay. So that's amazing. That's amazing. Incredible.
no.
So
it's not.
synesthesia is a neurological condition in which information designed to stimulate one of your senses stimulates, as in your case, several of your senses. So in other words, the sound doesn't just go to your ears; it goes to your visual cortex. Your visual senses are stimulated by audio. Which in a way, if you think about it, kind of makes sense because everything is a frequency in the end. Everything is a frequency. So the visual perceptors in your brain are simply more tuned in to sound vibrations than all of us sort of
So basically, I'm
prehistoric.
So basically, like I'm a
creatures.
pure blood. Mummy's a mudblood, and you're a muggle.
Yeah, I didn't want you to go there really because I don't want everybody to know my true state.
So
that I'm a muggle.
I'm a pure. Oh my god, I feel so great about myself now.
that's why I'm interviewing you, isn't it? Because you're,
I'm a pure blood. Yes.
yeah, you're one of the chosen 2%. Okay, so here we go. Continuing. So people who have synesthesia
This is how I see a really nice
called-
guitar.
I'll show that to people. Turn it around.
It's,
We'll show this.
It's
We'll
if
show
the
this on
guitar
screen.
has the same kind of beat.
So yeah, okay. So a guitar playing, they're all going to be bobbing around and moving and everything. No.
No.
The static?
Well,
They can't be static.
no, it just appears as it's playing.
So can I grab a guitar and start playing something?
Sure.
Okay.
It appears as it's playing. It's not like it's bobbing around. It just appears as it's playing.
One second. One second.
But it's not. It doesn't stay still.
Okay.
Or it
So for
actually
example, if
could.
I just strum the guitar, if I just do this,
See,
what do you see?
well, I mean, I thought it was natural to see it.
What do you see?
Wait. Yeah, that changed. That turned a little bit blue, but it was still yellow.
So people who have synesthesia are called synesthetes. So you're a synesthete. You're actually a race of people, the synesthetes. I'm serious. We're just regular Homo sapiens, but you're
gonna
the
say
next level. You're Homo synestheticus. Homo synestheticus. Hang on. The word synesthesia comes from the Greek words syn, which means together, and esthesia, which means perception. So literally the Greek synesthesia,
Together
synesthesia
perception.
means together perception. So you're perceiving everything together rather than separating the individual channels, because all of us ordinary people have individual channels. The sound goes to the ears and the visuals go to the eyes, and we're really regular. Not you. See, you're different. You see, you cross over.
I'm
and,
the
and
chosen one.
You're the chosen one. They're all blended and they all.
Are you going to
stimulate.
put the fact that I bring Harry Potter into everything in the video?
I'm going to leave it as it is. So there you go. So I needed to get that out so that people, because people may not really know. I had a vague idea of what synesthesia was, but because I'm not a synesthete, I didn't really investigate kind of the actual condition. But to me, it's amazing. Really interesting. Now, this is a boring question, and I'm going to have to ask you.
How long is this going to go for?
I don't know. Can
Ages?
I ask a boring question? Yeah,
Ages?
ages. This is a boring question. Can I ask you it?
Yeah, imagine
Just-
those are really faint shapes of guitar strings,
Wow.
but it looks more beautiful and it's like more flowing.
As someone with synesthesia, do all the amazing abstract sounds you create when you play your violin either directly or even subconsciously control or influence your painting techniques?
Yes. Oh, the playing on my paintings, like
Oh yeah, but you're producing sound.
Yes, I
You're
know.
producing sound.
But it actually does look a lot like my paintings in my head.
No way. When you play, wait a minute. When you play
It's
that,
abstract like my paintings.
When
No.
you play that, hang on. When you play the violin on your paintings,
Yeah.
it actually looks like the painting.
Yeah, a lot. It does because
lot?
it's also abstract like paintings, and to me, abstract sound and abstract paintings are really interconnected. But it needs to be
Aha.
abstract in a certain way.
In
that.
what way? In what way?
Well, like that. But you know, if it's like really kind of short like that, you know, like it just playing.
Staccato.
Oh yeah, that's completely different. It literally looks like a kind of like a ball of something, like, you know, sound. But I'm not
Okay,
the concert I did, like with the length of it, like with all the sounds and everything,
Yeah,
all the violin and the music box and everything together, really looks a lot like my paintings. But it's just not as colourful. Actually, sometimes it is really colourful.
Subconsciously, somewhere deep inside your synesthesiastic brain, your techniques and your use of paint is being influenced in some deeply subconscious way. We're talking Jung and Freud here, really deep, right? Subconsciously, is influencing your abstract paintings. Maybe that's why you were drawn, even though you're fantastic at figurative art, you know, like you look at all your magical creatures and your unicorns and your horses and all that, you know, are fantastic. They're really they're so lively. They're so full of energy. It's like a representation of energy. But what I was going to say was that maybe it's influenced you from the very start, and maybe because as a person with synesthesia, you were, well, I suppose you could say, fortunate enough to be in a position where you could fully express your synesthesiastic impulses, which are deeply subconscious. How does that sound? Computers have made us acutely aware of how inadequate our language system is, because we can barely say something to another person without the risk of it being misinterpreted, right? Misunderstood. Number one. Number two, it takes so long to say something because you basically need to follow the sentence as it's evolving, as it's developing, to finally get to the meaning. But you might have a way,
Dementor.
and this is in the future.
Dementor,
This is in the future. This is in the future. Listen to me. Forget about your dementors. Just listen to me for a second. You might have a way of simultaneously layering meaning, and you might start off with visual flourishes, all your visual flourishes, but then eventually they might be refined and fine-tuned, if you like, and become a multi-layered, non-linear language system. I'm curious because that's codified. That's a codification that's going on in your brain, in the visual cortex. That's codified. Sorry to bore you, Aelita. So do you want to finish up now then, if you're so bored?
Are you tired?
No, you got to be kidding. I can...
She's tired. Look,
All right, we'll wrap it up then. We'll wrap it up.